Okay. And we are recording. So thanks everybody. It is February 10th. February is already quickly going by. I can't believe that it's the 10th. So I hope everybody's having a great month so far. I know we mentioned last week, but it's our most favorite challenge packs on sale, which is the 21-day fix and the 3-day refresh. So our bread and butter. So make sure that you're posting about them. I didn't want to take up too much time this evening because everyone's time is really precious. And I think that just being efficient with these meetings is going to help everybody like do more work and get stuff done. So I was talking and going over my notes just from that new leader conference that I went to last month with Beachbody. And we heard there from Melanie Mitro, the #1 coach 2 years in a row, and Bonnie Engel, who is like ranked in the top 5, and her business like seriously freaking grew in the past year. And something that really, really resonated with me is, are you an information gatherer or an action taker? Like, think about that for a second. Like, you can gather as much info as you want and listen to all of these national wake-up calls and like do research about top coaches and like look at all the videos that I post in the team page. But if you don't do anything with it, it doesn't mean squat. Honestly, if it's sitting in your notebook and you're not doing anything with it, it doesn't matter. Like, you might as well not have learned it. And I think it's really important. And this business gives you this opportunity. It's like, try something new. If something isn't working, if your inviting isn't like resonating and you aren't getting a lot of responses or a lot of like yeses, try something different. Like, if free clean eating groups aren't working for you, then try a crock pot free clean eating group, because apparently people love crock pots. If you're finding that like no one is engaging with your posts or responding to your messages, like try using a video or a voice message instead. Like, try something new. Don't be afraid to try something new, because honestly, this is a business where you can try something new, and if it doesn't work, then you just try something else, or you go back to the way that things were before. And I think this really resonated with me as well. I mean, I have taken notes from all, like, I've listened to so many calls and done this and done that. But honestly, if you aren't going to do anything with it, it doesn't even matter. It like sits in your notebook and it's not going to move your business forward. So I think it's really important just to when you're taking notes, like set an action plan on when you're going to do it. And a lot of the times you can feel overwhelmed, or you can feel like, oh my gosh, I need to be like doing a like page and a coach sneak peek and a free clean eating group and a challenge group and have a YouTube series and post on Instagram and post on Facebook. And it's just like, it gets so overwhelming. I get overwhelmed too. And I think that what you need to do is you need to make a brain dump of everything that you want to do and find the quick wins. Like, what's really easy that you can get done this week, and get that done so you can actually check something off your list. And then for those projects that might take a little bit longer, so, okay, like creating a website, like I've wanted to create a website for forever. And guess what? It takes a lot longer than you'd think. That's not something I can get done in a week. So I take that goal and then I put it down into mini goals and I schedule that out, and just schedule out like a timeline of when you want to get things accomplished and moving your business forward. And then also just making sure that you're always still doing your 3 vitals, like you're adding and inviting and posting and all of that. But when you're hearing all of these new and great ideas, like, just try it. You don't need to like get your professional like makeup done and lighting system to like make a video that you post on your profile, or for like a training or in a challenge group. I think it's just great to try new things. And if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. And you just keep moving forward. This is a really creative business. And the good thing is that you can try things. And if you fail, it's fine. You usually fail forward. I think the other thing that I wanted to just say too is that I've especially learned this from Jimmy as I work with him, but we're really lucky that, like, obviously we have a great support system here with training and with everything. But if you ever feel like you have a question or you're not getting enough like coach training support from myself or from my sister, like, you can go on YouTube and you can find training videos from top coaches. Like, I Googled the other day, like, a Diamond Dash video from Lindsay Matway, who's like a top coach millionaire. And the exact training that she is telling her team of like 200,000 coaches is for free on YouTube. So there is always information out there, and it doesn't have to be like from the back office. All of these coaches are putting out their training tips on YouTube too. And I know that I reference a lot of them and like post them in the group. Sometimes it's overwhelming, and sometimes it depends on like what stage you are in your business or what you're looking to work on. But like, if you're looking for ideas of new ways, like how to word things to invite, like Kim and I were talking about this tonight, like Google it. Like, Google it in YouTube and look it up, because I know Coach Caleb has great examples. I know that Lindsay Matway and Melanie Mitro have great examples, and just like check out their YouTube series, because there's so much information out there. And like, you shouldn't, if you want to really own this business, like, you shouldn't have to wait for your sponsor coach or me or anyone to like tell you what to do. All of the info's out there. You can Google it. If you ask me a specific question, I would probably Google it if I don't know the answer. So I'm really like, I don't want this to come off as like, I'm not going to answer your questions, but it's just like, all the info is out there. You just have to take the initiative to do it and to implement it and to try new things and see if it works. And if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. And just kind of like get over whatever that thing is that you're scared of, whether it's like using voice memos or videos or inviting. Kim's raising her hand because we were literally just talking about this. And I would say just try and tackle it in the morning, like whatever you hate to do. Like, I don't dislike working out, but like, I like to get my workout out of the way in the morning. So that's why I do it in the morning. And I try to get a bunch of invites out in the morning too, so that I'm like answering people throughout the day. So it's kind of like that one thing to check mark off, so you feel good after you did it. But I don't know. Basically, this rant was just saying that all the information is out there, but it's up to you to really take the time to implement it and to do it. And on top of that, it's then just being consistent with what you're doing. So I know everyone can do it. You just have to do it. You're no different than me. There's no reason why every single person on this video, especially because you're tuning in, like, can't be 5-star, 10-star, 15-star and elite. It's just the consistency. And it just so happens that I started before you, but it took me a while to get to where I am. And I'm literally telling you every single thing that I did to get here. So, and the mistakes that I made. So hopefully you can bypass some of them and go past me. Please go. Let's like all share the stage at Summit being elite. Okay, that was my rant about things. Does anyone have any specific questions about anything or anything that they just wanted to share with the team? You can raise your virtual hand or raise your hand. I know there's got to be someone. Anybody? Come on. Okay, Allison. Good. I saw your hand. Hi.
Hello. Is anyone else having a slow February? I mean, I have like pretty much like zero interest in anything. I don't know if it's, I mean, I have to reevaluate and maybe not always doing the same type of posts and kind of relook at what I'm doing. But I also don't know if it's anyone else is having slow month or it's just me.
I mean, personally, I can say that I have. I think for me, like, I got a ton of people that were just, I'd been talking to for months and months, and January was the right time, so they finally signed on. I think it's different for everyone. I think that there's probably different angles that you can take. Like, obviously this week is like leading up to Valentine's Day. You can do like, I think the free group that I'm going to be doing next week is like a post sugar, like a sugar detox, because people are probably going to like eat a lot of chocolate. I think going into March, like, it's, you can start to use the like summer bodies are built in the winter type thing. That's what I've done in the past. But honestly, I think it's just like it's just like going back to people that you talked to in the past and just making sure that you're like adding consistently to your network and adding new and different types of people.
Okay.
But every month is different. It just depends on what your goals are and how many people you talk to, really. Because obviously the more people you talk to, the better chance you have of getting a yes.
I guess like I'm friending a lot of people, but I guess I still trying to get over that hunch of still trying to form those relationships, because a lot of them, you know, it may seem on paper that we know one another because we have so many mutual people, but other than stalking them and liking them, I'm not really engaging. So I guess that's my fear of like just not always trying to find a way to make that connection when we really, I don't think we have one other than.
So are you like separating them out into a separate Facebook list?
No.
Okay.
I've separated like Beachbody, like I did that.
Okay.
But not.
So what I would do is I would make separate Facebook lists and do it by either like just label it somehow that you know who these like new people are, and maybe you do it like for the month, like February new friends or something. So then you have them all in one place on Facebook. When you look at that list, and your newsfeed will literally be those people.
Okay.
It makes it easier to engage with all of them. And then I was just telling Kim this, but I would then make sure that like when you're messaging them, that you have something to reference, like that you just put up on your profile. So it's like, if you send them a message or something, or you want to like invite them to like a free clean eating group, make sure that you just put the post up about the free clean eating group so that when they see a message pop up from you, they go to your profile and that's what they see.
Okay.
I think
I guess, I haven't been forming. It's more like I'll friend them, I'll kind of stalk them, and then I'm kind of just sending cold invites. I hate to admit it. I mean, you know.
Are you like commenting on the stuff that they have on their
sometimes here or there without being weird, you know? So more liking their stuff, and then here or there, if it's appropriate, you know, kind of like write like a little, you know, comment, or that's cute, or their kids, something, you know, that doesn't seem weird.
Yeah. I mean, I would just say if you feel like the messages are too cold, like make February a testing month where you test out like 2 totally different types of first messages that you send and see what you get a better response from.
Okay.
So hold on, Michelle. Did you have something?
I wanted to add to that, Allison. In January, I did a lot of friend requesting, and I'm trying to build on that. And what worked for me a little bit with at least a couple of people was, instead of just liking their stuff, you know, I friend requested them, and I actually did follow up with a message. These were, you know, obviously it depends on who you're friend requesting, but these were people that I could kind of spark a conversation with. So I didn't even get too involved with like really having a full-blown conversation. If it was someone from high school, I would just shoot them a message and say, hey, you know, congratulations on everything that's happened in your life. You know, we're far away from high school, just something really short and sweet. And they kind of reciprocated with that. Sometimes they didn't answer, but I felt like it just kind of made things a little bit more comfortable. And then if they answered or not, I didn't separate my list, because I've done that in the past on Facebook and made different lists, but I didn't stick with it, and I didn't switch the view. Like I would just like forget to do it. So for me, what works is, I'm like a pen to paper person, so I literally keep track on paper who I've friend requested, and I use that list like for a couple of weeks and make it a point like once or twice a week to go to those people's it's a little bit time consuming, but to go to those people's profiles and poke around and comment, and just comment. Like that's what you're kind of sending the message to introduce yourself and to say like, thank you for accepting my request, or whatever it is. You're opening the communication, so it shouldn't feel weird afterwards. Like that's what social media is for. You're supposed to be interacting with people. So if anyone thinks it's weird you're commenting, that's just weird on their part. So I wouldn't feel uncomfortable with commenting, even if it's something as like, oh, I love it. Like I do that a lot. Like I don't really know what to say. So I'm like, oh my God, I love that, or something like that. I do that a ton. And I've noticed it's definitely building relationships, because more people are liking my stuff that happened in the past. So it's definitely getting me on their radar. And then in addition to that, sorry if I'm
No, you're fine.
In addition to that, I've been trying to consciously make engaging posts. Like I put a picture up of my dining room and I said, does anybody know where I can get a chandelier? And people came out of the woodworks to talk about it. Like everyone wants to give their opinion. Another one was when I was suffering a couple of weeks ago with like sciatica from pregnancy. I just posted about that and people just, I mean, they just want to talk and tell you what they know. So start like building engaging posts like that because everyone wants to give their opinion. Everyone has an opinion. And if you give them a platform to voice that, it's really going to be good for you because people that I forgot I was friends with just started commenting. And it was great because then they got on my radar, I got on their radar. And so now I'm building on that. So try to focus on that.
And the other thing with that too is, I know, Michelle, we talked about this the other week, is that when you're doing those posts where you suddenly get a ton of comments, that's like building up your quality in Facebook. So now, because those people are interacting with you, you're going to show up in their newsfeed more because Facebook knows that you guys are interacting. And it's like that post is going to keep getting resurrected. So honestly, like you should try almost every single day to have one post that is going to get a ton of traction. And a lot of the times it doesn't always have to be like a Beachbody post like that, but know that that next post that you put up is going to reach more people. So like tonight, I put up a post about, it's so stupid. It's like a meme about Justin Bieber. And it was like, whatever your most used emoji is, that's what your reaction would be to having a Valentine's Day date with Justin Bieber. And I had like 30 people comment already just with like emojis. And then I'm commenting back to them and doing all of this. So I need to come up with a really amazing post for tonight because I know more people are going to see it because those people are interacting with me. So, Yep.
Yeah, I did something out with Stitch Fix last week. I'm not ordering Stitch Fix, but I didn't know of some engaging posts, to make. So, I got a bunch of traction from that, but I didn't know based upon that your next post will get boosted higher up. Okay.
Yep. It's just like, as you continue to like gradually just as you have more and more engagement on Facebook, you show up in more people's feeds. So if every day you can have something that's engaging, it will help. Like whether it's video or something where you're eliciting comments and all of that, it's really going to help boost you.
Okay. Thank you.
Cool. No problem. Okay. Did anyone else have anything? Oh, wait. Christina.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, this is the first time I'm doing this on my computer, so I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes.
How do you know, like, I've been joining groups and making an effort to post in them, but are there certain groups that you get more of a response from than others, like certain types of groups that you focus on?
I think, honestly, it's just different for each person. Like, I'm in a lot of Backstreet Boy groups and I've been signing a lot of Backstreet Boy coaches, but that just works for me. I know that a lot of the moms that are on the team, like they've joined certain mom groups and I think some have worked and some have not. What type of groups have you been joining?
Like last night I joined a bunch of Walking Dead groups. I joined like an Italian American group. I just joined a bunch of the ones that were an Ellen DeGeneres group, like things that were suggested to me.
Okay.
And it was harder from my phone. I think I got to get on my computer to actually search.
Yeah, to look through, I think it's probably easier. I think the only thing I would say is with some of those groups that are more like generic, that there could be like 100,000 people to be in, like if it's a TV show or something, it's a little bit harder to have like a personal connection with people. Like I'm in this one group where it's like a website, but then it's like the Pennsylvania version of it. So at least I know like all of the people are from PA and it's not like weird if I friend request them during it because like they probably recognize my picture from being in that group because there's only a few hundred people in it.
Okay.
But in some of those bigger groups, I mean, I guess depending on how like the admin works with it, like you can probably post about your free clean eating groups that you do and just be nonchalant about it. Like, don't sound salesy, but just be like, hey, I'm actually a health and fitness coach and I love like creating meal plans. So if you'd ever want to like learn more, let me know.
Okay.
So I think it's just like the way you word it, and it just depends on each one. And Heather's saying, justifying groups that are relevant to you. So like she's in mom groups, and obviously like if you're an Italian American, like that makes sense. So I would see too, if there's any groups that are like local to you, or like, I know that you're like, you do like, you're a realtor on the side, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if like maybe there are some groups in there where that's just good networking in general. And then obviously like if you become friends with them, like they would see from your profile that you also do Beachbody. But just kind of like thinking of the things that are like you, but like the non-Beachbody part of it. And where can you find other people like you that you think would be interested in it?
That actually just gave me a good idea, because I have a like page for my real estate business.
Mm-hmm.
So I might shoot a post on there.
Yeah, you definitely can. And Katie just said too, she's like on her alumni for like college. And if you were in Greek life, like any of that you can kind of tap into as well.
Cool.
So it's just getting creative. And honestly, it's trial and error. Like I know that there's been times when people have like gotten kicked out of groups. Like I've had my posts removed and stuff. I don't think I've ever been kicked out, but you just never know how people like run their groups. It's kind of like how when we run our 5 days, like if someone started posting about like a different shake company, we'd be like, no, and we remove them. So don't like take blame or like take it to heart if they kind of kick you out. But I think it's just important, like even when you're in those groups, obviously to like engage in it, but like make sure that you're adding new friends though every day and every week too, because that's how people are really going to be seeing what you're posting, and just kind of getting on their radar. Like we were saying earlier, like interacting with them, and then they go back and see what you're posting, and just being consistent with all of that.
Okay.
Cool. Michelle, did you have a question from before?
I wanted to know, I know that not everybody is working on this right now, but you and I spoke about sneak peeks. Mm-hmm. So I made a post last week about a sneak peek and got not one bite.
Okay.
And I just posted one on my live page tonight, and it just went up. I scheduled it. And I actually just, as we were talking, kind of got the ball rolling. I made like a post about O.J. Simpson. I've been watching the show. So I just made a post about like who else watched it or something. So I'm hoping that I can get some people to engage with that, and then follow up with my sneak peek post that I put on my like page. But at what point do you, like, I don't want to look silly in the sense of like, I keep saying we're starting next week. And, you know, like right this time I put like a date. Like last time I was a little bit generic and I was like starting next week or something. And now I put an actual date. At what point do you kind of just like put the kibosh on it for a little bit and then like try again maybe?
So I would say that you should still have it either way. What I think that you can do is I think that you can invite any of your discount coaches that may be interested. Have you personally invited anyone to it or only posted?
No. Only posted.
You should personally invite
That's a big step for me.
I know it is.
Baby steps.
It's all about pushing you outside of that comfort zone.
I know. Okay.
I honestly feel like actually the coach sneak peek is a lot scarier than asking someone to spend money, because it's just putting them in a group and just saying, hey, can you check out the videos?
Yeah.
And honestly, the last couple times that I did it, I have not promoted it nearly as much as I should.
Okay.
And I do it last minute and I'm like, okay. And then I just like pick 5 people and I just ask them.
Okay.
The other thing is too, you could invite your downline to invite people as well.
That's true. Yeah.
That's going to fill it up, because a lot of the times the first few that I did, and even that like live event one that I hosted, most of it was like you guys.
Yeah. Okay.
But at least then it'll look full.
Got it. So now with that live event one that you did, I really love that, because I find like I've been in other people's groups, and then go over like maybe 3 days. And it was pretty much all the same content, but you got it in there in one day.
Yeah.
You suggest, could we do that? Like if I film like all my videos in advance
I
and
would
just like
do that because I was filming them live.
Well, I know, and that was cool, but that was really cool, and you're able to do that. I can't do that, but could I?
No, it was horrible. It was the worst idea. I would not suggest anyone to do that at all because it took up my whole day.
I'm sure. So, could I schedule them in advance and then just have them run for one day? Because I thought the one day was good because it wasn't like too much of a commitment. It was just like, just give me one day, watch these videos at your leisure, and that's it.
That's what I would do, and I would keep it up for a few days after and then just follow up with people. The good thing is, too, if you do it in a private page, like a group and not an event, you can see who saw each of them, too.
That's true.
So when you're following up with people, like, just take note, first off, of the ones that they watched and then ask for their feedback. I think that's what I'm going to do from here on out, actually. It's just like a one-day thing. I put it up maybe on a Thursday and ask them to watch it like by Sunday or something.
Yeah. I thought it was great. I just think it was less overwhelming and it's less of a commitment for people.
Well, and all of them are really short too. Like I think doing like the short Caleb videos and not overthinking it. Like I did most of those in like one take. I was like, whatever, I just need to do that. And I just need to like spit out whatever I could think. Like all the main topics that people would ask me about and just kind of set it in my own words.
Got it. Okay.
So I think that would be good.
I'll do it. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Did anyone else have any other like specific questions? Anybody? Nope. Okay. Well, we're running out of time anyway, so this is perfect. Okay. So thanks as always for plugging in. It's only the 10th. There's so much time to help a lot of lives this month. Just remember kind of the angles that you can be taking, like post Valentine's Day, spring is coming, beach body, like summer bodies are made in the winter. I think there's still a lot of opportunity, especially like the whole resolution, like are you still sticking with it or not? Guess what? I have a community that's all keeping up with their resolutions. If you would have said yes on January 1st, this is where you could have been. So just think of all those things. And I think just sharing what's going on in your challenge groups and the success that people are having, those stories of before and afters are usually what gets me the most people reaching out to me. So as always, love you guys. I recorded this, so I'll put this up on YouTube. And thanks for checking in. I love you guys and talk to you later. Bye.